4th, everyone. We are here for a very special Star Wars edition episode of... Wait, what's going on? You're already leaving. Okay, Grin's... Oh, look at that. Okay, that's... Dude, I have that exact same shirt.
Oh, wait. The green is Boba.
Oh, No, that's okay.
That's okay.
You're invisible.
Yeah, it's a green... That's a green
Position the
Boba.
mic right in front of it, and then you're fine. Position the mic in front of it, and you're fine. Nobody will know.
There we go.
We got so many fun things to talk about today. We got a Kenobi trailer that dropped for May the 4th. We got spicy takes. If you guys are here for the first time, and I'm sharing this on YouTube for the first time. I was supposed to share last week's episode on YouTube for the first time, so this is the 3rd episode we've done. And so sorry that I'm just now finally getting to posting this on YouTube. Hopefully. Maybe I won't even post this one on YouTube. I need to post this on YouTube. I need to. But Grid and I both, throughout the episode, we share spicy takes, hot takes on something, and while we do so, we what? Oh, we spin the wheel of death and eat some crazy spice. Last week, I got number 11, right?
Yeah, and I got...
Which was like 3 million Scoville.
8. Yeah.
And
so first week, it was 7, 10, and then 8 and 11.
Of milk. And
that was so good.
I basically submitted myself to a gallon challenge like immediately.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I know there's a lot of hype around Doctor Strange, which is going to be coming out. We will talk all things Doctor Strange next week, give you guys a little bit to go watch the movie as well. Grin, do you have tickets?
No, not yet. That comes out, what is it, the 7th or 9th?
Technically, it comes out Friday, but you can go watch it Thursday night.
The 6th. Okay. Yep. I'll probably go do that then. I'll be gone next week, unfortunately. But
where are you going? You're just going on a casual weekend getaway, or
just going on a casual trip to Croatia?
Croatia? What the freak? What are you doing there? I don't even know where Croatia is, man.
I know, it's wild. It's wild. Long story short, it's a business opportunity. I'm going to be meeting with some video game companies over there. So,
ooh, are you going to be a male model for the video games?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll be there for a week, meeting and greeting with a whole bunch of people from different video game companies. So they invited me out, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked to go.
Dude, good for you, man. That's awesome. Now, yeah, I want to see your best because you are literally a male model, right?
This is true.
Yeah. So can you give me your best blue steel, please? Terrible.
There you go. That's all you got. I know.
Obviously. Oh, that was better. That was okay. Maybe there's. I was about to say that Derek Zoolander is 10 times the model you'll ever be. But whoa, you can turn left, guys. He can turn left
and right.
He can blue steel and turn left. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to make of this. All right, we got to talk all things Kenobi. Then I've got my spicy take. And then we're going to have a little fun segment. We're going to talk about our favorite Star Wars moments. And then we're going to rank Star Wars movies. I think maybe we'll just do top 5 instead of ranking all of them. Does that sound good?
Let's just do all of them.
You want to do all of them?
Yeah, just the 9 episodes.
Okay, 9 episodes. So we'll leave Rogue One and Solo out of there?
Yeah, we can do just the episodes. We'll do just the episodes.
My spicy take might just be my ranking.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I know. Yep. It will be.
Anytime I rank Star Wars movies, I earn new enemies.
Maybe let's not put this one on YouTube.
Yeah, on second thought, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place.
On second thought, let's not go to Naboo.
And then you're gonna do your spicy take after the rankings. And then we're just going to end with sharing our Star Wars story. And if there is time at the end, we will do a Q&A. We like to do a Q&A at the end. But I do need to leave here in less than an hour for where I need to get to after our episode today. And so we may or may not have time for Q&A today on the episode. Yeah. So, Gridden, did you see the new Kenobi trailer that just dropped today?
I intentionally did not. I want to have a live reaction. This is my first time ever watching it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's pull up the trailer. I'm going to have to mute it on my end because the YouTube overlords are going to copyright me instantly. But why don't you pull it up on your end? Can you watch it with volume on your end without feeding me your volume?
Yeah, you can't hear this, right? It's playing right now.
Correct. Okay.
Yep.
So let me pull it up. I'm gonna mute it, and I'm gonna toss this thing on screen right now. Okay, I'm gonna hit play. You ready?
Yep. Just
Here
give
we-
me a countdown there.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. All right.
Oh, the music.
We can't even hear that. Don't tease us.
Oh, I can.
There's your stormtroopers. I'm excited to see this planet. It looks a lot like Coruscant. Everybody's favorite Grand Inquisitor. So isn't that an interesting tidbit of information? He wants to train Luke.
Oh.
I didn't expect that. Grin's hyper-focused here.
Yep.
6-part event. Look at that mugshot.
Yeah.
Kenobi mugshot, guys.
Oh, who's that bounty hunter?
I don't know. It was too quick of a shot. Kenobi looks good with the blaster, I just gotta say.
Cute little droid.
Vader arm.
Oh, no way.
Dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Doesn't that look good?
Oh, dang.
So, okay, so couple thoughts that I want to discuss here about the episode. First, this conversation between Owen and Kenobi.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
One of the biggest reveals of the trailer, in my view, is that Kenobi wants to train Luke. And clearly that doesn't happen, so Owen finds a way to either convince him or something happens to convince Kenobi to not train Luke. What is that going to be?
Yeah, dude, that's snapback, by the way. Like he trained his father. Damn.
Yeah, that was a pretty good.
That was a clapback, man. Oh, dang, yeah. Kenobi.
Owen's like,
and
I cleaned up that mess of Tuskens, man. Don't you tell me that you're some good trainer.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm kind of open for a little bit more conversation. I think it'll be interesting to see if this gets, further expounded on, or if that's kind of, he threw it back in his face and that's kind of it. Just like,
there's going to be more conversation there. This is, I mean, even his reaction here is, I feel like it just doesn't feel like it all fit together. So they're being very, very casual with what information they're giving us. There's a look at the, I just realized I'm not sharing my camera with you. Do you want to see that so you can see live what I'm looking at?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, I got it there.
Here's a shot at the Inquisitors, and then you were talking about a bounty hunter. Let's see if we can get a closer look at this.
Yeah, he's got those green eyes there. I think it's a Forlom.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's
confirmed?
Forlom. Yeah, he's at let's see, where is that?
I love that Kenobi mugshot, by the way. It's clearly
Yeah,
Kenobi from 2005 too. 53. A little bit before that. Oh my gosh, that is Forlom.
Yeah.
Wow, clearly Forlom.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Maybe we'll see him in Swigo.
Forlom confirmed. I am taking that to the bank. And then this shot right here almost looks like, oh wait, hold on. No, never mind. For a second I thought I saw Ahsoka, but my eyes deceived me. That's just what I want to see.
That's him fighting in like a prison or something.
Exactly
it looks like.
What I'm thinking. It almost looks like he's an inmate. Escaping. Look at what he's wearing.
Cute little droid confirmed as well.
Cute new droid, yep. Yeah, we always got to have a new droid every time. I like this shot here of what's this Inquisitor's name?
I don't remember her name.
I know her name's been announced, but I'm just forgetting it.
Yeah.
More shots of Kenobi just turning people over. Here's the new droid.
Mm-hmm. That'll be interesting to see how they fit in.
Not really cute, but
no.
we'll see.
No, there's a cute little droid at...
a different one.
Hang on. Where are you?
I love this shot of the Vader arm as well.
Oh, there he is. At 105.
At 105?
There's a cute little circular droid thing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, right. Really, really small droid. Yeah, look at that.
Small, cute little droid with ears just flapping about.
Okay, so can we talk about this shot right here?
Oh, that's the next thing I was gonna say. We see an arm get put on. I didn't realize, dude, that the thing on Vader's that gets stabbed into him.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that, huh?
Yeah, 112. Like he definitely gets stabbed.
Yeah, that's going in more than a little bit. That's like an epidural, man.
I thought that was just like a thing that was like on the suit as like a regulator or something. That's going in there. That.
Don't do sit-ups with that thing on.
Mm-mm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Dude, and then that look on Kenobi's face when he hears the breathing. Oh, man.
Is this in the same scene, do you think?
I'm curious. I'm trying to look in the background. If you look at the back, the
lighting feels similar, but I don't know.
I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah.
It could have been done for dramatic effect and it just looks good right there and something else is maybe said or done, but could be for dramatic effect or it could not be. But either way, man, what a trailer. What
a trailer indeed. We are getting very close, only a couple weeks from the release of Kenobi. So overall, Gridden, before we move on here and oh gosh, my spicy take is next. What is your what are your thoughts about Kenobi so far with all the things we've seen?
I'm really excited. I've been a huge fan of Kenobi for years and years and years. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole Star Wars universe. So I'm really glad that
character. Number one for me.
Number one. I have this like group of number one. That's hard to really distinguish, but he's a favorite for sure, if not the favorite. But absolutely love Obi-Wan, so I'm really glad that he gets this moment to kind of have like a little bit more of the limelight on him. Obviously, he was super important in, Clone Wars and all these other episodes, but I feel like he's always been like the very important second person. Anakin was the focus of he's the chosen one, and Clone Wars, obviously it's Anakin. Everything's always been about somebody else, but he's been very important right there. So I'm glad that he gets his little moment. I'm glad that he gets his moment. I'm really excited to see where the story takes us, if this sets up for something else, or if this is how we are, kind of wrapping a bow on things. I'm really curious to see how this one is going to end. Like, do we see, obviously not Kenobi die. We know how he dies, but like, is this just like, we're going to be done, or are they lining up something else with this series? So I'm curious to see where this road goes.
That's a really good question that I haven't really thought a lot about. I've kind of viewed this series as probably just a kind of a final look at Kenobi and what happened in that time frame. But there's so much you can do with Kenobi. There's so much you can set up that I could see them setting up more to tie things together. But it seems like a lot of the Star Wars shows, what they're kind of weaving together this post Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi plot, with Ahsoka looking for Thrawn and Mando and the Jedi Temple and everything going on there. It feels like they're kind of culminating there, and this is in such a different timeline that I'm just really not sure how it would fit into any of that. And I'm not necessarily buying that they would start a new timeline. I think it's almost just a singular event with Kenobi. But I would not complain if it left it open for more exploration there. I mean, there are other plot lines we could explore in this era. I mean, especially like I would love to see more with Kira, for example, and Maul. I think there's a lot that they could do there. And with oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh, Paul Bettany's character, Dryden Voss.
Dryden, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what they'll do with that.
Yeah, is it going to be just a dead end, just a split off the main path and dead end, or is this going to wrap back in somewhere? So
either way,
curious to see.
We get 2 episodes on May 27th, and I am here for it. I really wish they would have dropped it today.
I really wish they gave us 1 episode today. That would have been, that just would have been cool, but that's okay.
What if they just surprised us and like, just kidding, here's an episode.
Yeah, like tonight at like 11 p.m. Here you go. Like, whoa!
Literally lost my shit if they did that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited for it.
All right. Here we go.
Ready for your spicy take?
It's time for the spicy take. And to do our spicy take, we need to spin the roulette wheel of spices. Some of these are just pretty spicy, and some of them are insanity spice. So here we go. You ready, Grid?
Yep. You got what, 7 and 11?
I've had 7 and 11. I had a slushie so far.
I had a slushie.
Here, I'll go full screen here to spin this.
Yep.
All right, we got this guy right here. I'm not going to look at the number this time like I did last time.
All right.
All right, I will show the chat the number. Okay, can you guys see the number?
Okay.
All right, I have no idea what it is, but I do know that the bottle is green, which maybe gives me good, happy feelings.
Yeah, nice, happiness, joy.
I feel like
or maybe it's going to be so spicy that's what your stomach will look like.
It could be a mislead. It could be a mislead.
Could be a mislead.
You never know. I feel like the spiciest one has got to be like black or something like
that. Actually, I feel like black or red. Right?
Black or red.
I'm guessing it's one of those two guys. I'm guessing it's one of these two. One of these two.
I agree. That's what I'm thinking too. I almost just saw the number, but didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time opening this. So spicy. No music. Do you want music, High Hunt Silver? I can get some music going on for you guys.
Yeah, we can play some chill stuff.
Here we go. Ooh, this is good and appropriate. We got an Emperor Palpatine theme from the one and only Samuel Kim here.
Such a good dude.
Samuel Kim's such a bro. He has allowed so many of us to use his music in our videos.
I don't mean to make myself more important, but I do think I was the first one that got Samuel Kim on board. I remember I was actually in the hospital.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just sitting there just doing nothing, just kind of hanging out. And I heard his music and I sent him a message. He immediately responded. I was like, yeah, go for it. Use it. Just, make sure to pimp my stuff and make sure everybody knows it's mine. I was like, absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go, guys. Here's the chip. Here's the spice. I'm getting a good dose there. Is that enough?
Nice. That's a good amount. I like that. All right. Spicy take. What do you got for us? Apart from The Last Jedi sucks. Everyone knows that.
All right. Okay. My spicy take is that The Last Jedi is a top 3 Star Wars movie.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's just objectively bad.
Individually. Now, if you are to look at the sequels as a whole and consider it within the context of the sequels, it's terrible. Okay? Let me be clear.
We've gone from top 3 to terrible.
No, literally, because if you look at the arc of the sequels, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But individually, the movie itself, I think is top 3.
Okay.
Yep. And I let the hate ensue. Look, it's meant to be a spicy take. Also, this is not very spicy. Let's look here. Okay, I got number 3. That's not too bad. It actually tasted really good.
Which number 3, by the way, that is just jalapeno and habanero.
Habanero's
jalapeno,
hot.
Yep, jalapeno, habanero, and habanero powder. So that's it.
All right, hopefully you get 12
pretty tame compared to what we get.
I'm feeling it. That's like a really good amount of spice for me. Like
is that a good one?
Probably about where I prefer my spice to be.
Okay, I kind of hope I get that honestly, because I want to see what
the flavor was really good on this one. I actually like it, even though it says purebred idiot on the outside.
Yeah, that one sounds okay.
Right.
Yeah, Last Jedi. It's just if it wasn't a Star Wars film, I think I'd enjoy it more. I think that's probably. I think that's how I would. I feel like actually, I'll save it. This goes into a little bit of my spicy take, so I'll save it. But
here's actually let me explain this because this is part of at least my Galaxy of Heroes story. But what I don't get is your name is Cubs Fan Han, but your favorite character is Obi-Wan. So you have to understand how I got the name Cubs Fan Han. I do love Han Solo, but he's not my favorite Star Wars character. The way that it happened was way back in the day in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I had my name in game was Cubs fan 1908, which symbolized the last year the Cubs won the World Series, right? In 1908.
Is that really that long ago?
So this is back in 2015. And in 2016, we won the World Series. And so I changed my name to Cubs fan 2016. All right? Because we won the World Series in 2016. And then they released a new version of Han Solo in the game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I was a guild leader, a community leader at the time, and the butt of a lot of jokes. And somehow somebody was making a joke about how they needed to add me into the game. And which, you know, like we do, you know, a joke about adding content creators or whatever into the game. This is actually before I was even a YouTuber. And they're like, yeah, we need Cubs to be in the game, but we should just have him be another version of Han Solo. So it'd just be Cubs fan Han. And I was like, oh, I like that. I'll make that my name. And that's where Cubs fan Han was born.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just thought it was something because it rhymed, you know, Cubs fan Han.
Well, when they said it, I was like, that's actually a pretty cool name. And I like Han Solo. And so it's, yeah.
Interesting.
That's how it all began.
Should I explain my name? It's nothing special.
Actually, yes. Isn't it your first name and your last name flip-flopped?
Yeah. It's just a mash of my first and last name.
I know your first and last name, but I'm not going to dox you.
Thanks.
His name is Philip Seymour Hoffman. May he rest in peace.
You got me. All right, guys. Go hunt me down. Come to my house. That is cool, though. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cubs fan, huh? Cool.
The more you know. All right.
The more you know.
Favorite Star Wars moments before we get into our Star Wars rankings. I think maybe let's both just pick one. If you can pick out of all of the films, Gridden, what is your favorite moment in all of Star Wars canon and why?
Oh, God, that's so tough. Can I kind of give two answers?
That's
and I
fine.
think you'll understand why.
Yeah.
There's a nostalgia, like real life reason, and then there's like an in Star Wars reason.
Oh, that's good.
So like a personal, you know, correlation and then just the film. So one of my absolute favorite memories I ever have in my entire life with Star Wars is actually in episode 2, The Clone Wars. And
Which
it was,
in my opinion, is the worst Star Wars movie, by the way.
Totally fine. It's terribly made. It's just
but I still have happy memories watching the prequels.
Absolutely. And it was a tradition. Every Sunday, me and my brother, the closest brother to me in age, we were allowed to watch one film. And that was often a Star Wars film. And my brother absolutely loved episode 2 because of the clones. He really liked the clones. And we would often actually fast forward through the movie and rewind to just the actual invasion of Geonosis. And I've watched that scene, I don't even know how many times, because we'd literally fast forward to it, press play, watch the whole war, watch the whole battle. We'd go on and then we'd rewind it a little bit and then we'd watch it again. And we'd always act like we were clones or act like we were, you know, droids or act like we were Jedi or whatever. So I have a very, very, very strong bond to episode 2 because of how much I watched it with my brother growing up. So that one's always been I fondly look back on that. I just remember sitting as a kid on my carpet, looking up at the TV, watching, you know, episode 2 with my brother beside me. And, you know,
This is giving me all the feels, man. I'm actually really nostalgic about episode 2 as well, even though I do think, like, now I kind of look back and I'm like, that's probably the worst Star Wars movie.
It's rough.
I was a huge John Williams fan. And I bought the soundtrack. The soundtrack for episode 2 was released, I think, a week before the movie was released. At least. Because I had the CD and I was listening to the music nonstop before I went to the theater to go watch episode 2. And I vividly remember knowing that the movie was about to end because I knew the soundtrack was the music that started playing was the last music. And I was like, awesome. This track literally leads right into the last. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, I've got 7 minutes until the end of the movie. Dang it, it's almost over.
Dang it.
So I was like really sad in the theater because I'm like, oh, I'm almost done with brand new Star Wars content.
Yeah. Yeah, so I absolutely loved it. I will always fondly have memories of that. And then just within the universe, oh God, again, it's so tough. But for me personally, one of the moments in Star Wars that hit me the hardest. Obviously there's, Luke versus Vader. It's iconic. It's beautiful. It's, poetic, just the whole thing. Anakin versus Obi-Wan, beautiful and poetic and so heartbreaking.
Right.
The one that made me cry the most and that hit me in the feels the most, is the very, very, very specific scene in Clone Wars season 7 when Ahsoka takes off Rex's helmet and he's crying.
Oh.
I couldn't do it, dude. I lost it. Every season 6, season 7, I just sat there and Order 66 is happening. There's no way to stop it, but I still watch that series and I go, please, Anakin, don't do it. Just don't do it. And it breaks my heart every single time. And Rex is probably my favorite character in the entirety of Star Wars. Definitely my favorite non-Force user for sure. But one of my favorite characters in the entirety of Star Wars. And to see him go through everything with the Clone Wars, everything that he went through, all of this stuff. And that's the moment that breaks him, that he goes, those men out there, they're willing to kill us, right? And I'm not willing to do that. And man, Ahsoka takes off his helmet and he's crying. And I couldn't handle it. So that's one of the most beautiful moments. It was terrifying. And, Ahsoka says her little line of, maybe they're willing to die, but I'm not going to be the one that's going to kill them. And I was just like, oh, no, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So that's just one of the most beautiful Star Wars moments for me personally. It was a tough one.
Dude, you really thank you for explaining that the way you did. The way that you worded all of that, I almost can't add anything to it other than I felt the same way. I remember where I was watching that. I would wake up first thing in the morning and watch these episodes for Clone Wars season 7 out on my couch with my earphones and on my phone. And it was like 5 a.m. I was watching this and I was just like, it was just the way, like, Dave Filoni's a god.
Yeah.
Dave Filoni is a god. The way that he put that all together and the way it all culminated, and what's happening, what's coming, and the way he kind of pulls on your heartstrings of these relationships in Star Wars, like having that moment with Ahsoka and Rex specifically framed that way was just so powerful. I felt the same way with the Ahsoka Vader fight in
goodness.
What was it, season 2 of Rebels?
I won't leave you this time. Oh my God. That one hurts too.
It hurts, yeah. And Canon at the end of Rebels as well. It just, oh my gosh, there's so many, and it's crazy that those emotional moments are possible in cartoons that are kind of geared towards kids, but they still have some amazing, very powerful moments. Okay, I'm gonna share. So with that in mind, I'm gonna share my favorite Star Wars moment, experience as a fan, and then my favorite moment in the films. So first experience as a fan, hands down without question, is the moment that I walked into Galaxy's Edge for the first time.
Oh, I haven't experienced that yet. I really want to though.
And the way that they do that, it kind of Disney is criticize them all you want, but they are kings at creating ambiance. And when you walk through this tunnel to go to Galaxy's Edge for the very first time, they hit you with all of these sounds that kind of melt away the sounds behind you of the theme park, and it just blends you into Batuu. And I don't know what it was about that moment, but I just got super emotional. It was like I was living this Star Wars dream, walking on set to a Star Wars movie or walking into the universe. And I was, I think, 29 when I went for the first time, 29 or 30, probably 30. And I felt like in an instant I was 5 years old, and I could not get enough. It was so powerfully emotional. I don't know how to describe it. It meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
You need to go.
No, I really, really need to. Maybe we'll do that next year for GridCon or something, but I really, really want to go because that's I want to experience that.
You
I
deserve
really
it.
do.
Yeah. And then favorite Star Wars moment in all of film is easy as well. It is the moment that Luke says to Vader he will not join him.
That's a good one.
When he says, I will never join you, after he finds out that this is his dad, and he would rather die than join the dark side. That, to me, was the epitome of Star Wars. That Luke is in this terrifying situation, and he has an option to join Vader and receive life, and he falls, presumably to his death. Obviously, he ends up being saved, but presumably to his death, he falls instead of joining the dark side. To have that much resolve to be a Jedi and to be a good person and to not join the darkness is just about as pure Star Wars as it gets, in my opinion.
Yeah.
My favorite
That
Star Wars
one
moment.
is, yeah, that one's, God, and when he throws that lightsaber, that's beautiful.
That's another great
Absolutely.
one. That's in episode 6. That's the next encounter.
Yeah.
I'm talking episode
There's just-
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, and you could
That's a
probably
good one,
tie
yeah.
those two together. The moment that Luke tosses the lightsaber aside and says, I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Oh, gives you chills still, you know?
It makes me want to cry sometimes. Why is it
Dude,
that, like, Star Wars
very
makes
well
me
written.
emotional more than, like, real life situations make me
I know,
emotional?
right? They do a good job of creating that drama that resonates with you.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that's a good moment. That's a good one.
So we've got these really good vibes right now, and now we're going to tear them all
Yeah.
down by ranking all of the Star Wars movies. Are you ready to do this?
I am ready.
Do you have your ranking put together?
Like, do I know where I'm ranking what?
Which films you're ranking where? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
still
Yeah.
figuring out. Why don't you do yours? Well, hold on. Let me finish mine. So I've got. Let's see here. I still 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to do. Oh yeah. So that one goes there, and then this one goes here. This one goes here, and I'm missing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. And then that one. Okay, I've got my ranking. I just had the bottom
Okay.
few I needed to put in there.
What's that website where there's a little icons?
Oh yeah, the tier maker.
Yeah.
I'm just
Is that what you're
gonna
using?
verbally do them. No, I just.
Oh,
I
you're just okay.
I just numbered them.
You go ahead and start. I'm gonna jot mine down then.
Okay, so let's go from the bottom up. Okay, I'm gonna start with 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Okay. Well, ranking tier 7, 8, and 9, not episodes 7, 8, and 9. So my
Right.
number 9 for me is episode 2.
Okay.
I still love it, and let me be clear: every single movie on this list I love, and I will rewatch. But
Yep.
to me, the dialogue is just way too hard to bear. The middle scenes are too pointless. It ends in a pretty good place. I do enjoy the fight on Geonosis. The introduction of the clone troopers is really awesome, I think. And we got the introduction of the coolest sound effect in all of Star Wars in episode 2. But to me, I think it's the worst one. Number 8 for me, this one's going to trigger a lot of people, but number 8 for me is episode 9.
Return of the what is it?
I really
Return of-
dislike episode 9. I think that they could have tied in the trilogy in so many different ways, and instead they just decided to randomly retcon so many different things and chuck Palpatine in there. They Daisy Ridley confirmed in an interview that they were filming episode 9 and they literally had not decided yet if she was a Kenobi or a Palpatine. To me, that is such a insult to fans that they created this main character to be the central protagonist in an entire trilogy of films, and they still couldn't figure out exactly what her story was while filming the culminating movie of the whole trilogy. Inexcusable.
Yeah. That's totally fair.
It is.
Honestly.
It is fair. And then number 7 is episode 1. I love episode 1, but I have to be objective. I feel like episode 1, like episode 2, has almost just as much cringe in it, and I just have a hard time with it. Although the biggest redeeming quality and why I rank episode 1 above 9 and 2 is we have maybe the best lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars. If we're ranking Star Wars fights, it's going to be hard for me to rank anything above the Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan fight. And so, really, same with episodes 1 and 2, the movies have a really weak second act, but their third acts are pretty strong in both cases.
Yeah. I would, I wouldn't argue those too much, honestly. And actually, we're really close. Do you want me to do my 987 as well? We'll just go in threes. Okay. 987 for me. Easy. Number 9. The worst film by far, TLJ.
You think,
Last Jedi.
Boom!
I hate TLJ. Well, let me preface with, of course, I enjoy Star Wars movies. I love all the Star Wars movies.
Obligatory.
TLJ is obligatory. Yeah, that's obvious. I didn't like the movie. It was directed poorly, in my personal opinion. It's not a good second movie. It's not a good sequel.
Wrong.
You can see the head butting between directors from TFA to TLJ, which
Agreed.
I think is.
I do agree with that. That was. I
think that is absolutely detrimental to the success of a film. Films take you out of the real world. So if I can see real world shit in the movie between directors, horrible. So I really dislike that. I think if it were a standalone,
let me interject real quick. That part to me wasn't obvious when I watched The Last Jedi first time, but now it's obvious because I've seen the whole trilogy. If that makes sense. It just felt like he was going in a new, unique direction, and I respected that. I was ready for that. I think that might be a big difference between me and other people. I was really excited about a refreshing difference in the pace of Star Wars, but now it's very clear that JJ and Ryan just did not agree, and so now I agree with you, but at the time I didn't see that. Yeah. Go on, sorry.
So I didn't like the directing. I hated the whole scene with whatever that gambling planet is. I can't.
Canto Bight.
Canto Bight. I think that could have been interesting, but again, it felt like there were like these roads that were leading towards something, and they were all just dead ends. I hate that whole thing happened, and then at the end of it, they get to the ship, and then it didn't pan out for anything. If none of Canto Bight happened, it wouldn't have changed the plot in any way, shape, or form.
Can I make a counterpoint?
Absolutely.
I agree that Canto Bight is the most cringy part of The Last Jedi. Okay? Then every Star Wars movie has cringy moments, for the record. But it did serve a purpose, in my view. The purpose was Finn. Finn, when we leave Finn from the Resistance fleet, he is in this for 2 people and 2 people only. He's in it for Rey, and he's in it for himself. He doesn't give a crap about the cause of the Resistance. What he sees on Canto Bight fundamentally changes him. So much so that by the end of the film, he's willing to die for the cause of the Resistance. Now, maybe the execution of Canto Bight was cringy and they could have done it better. I won't debate that because I agree, actually. But in my view, it did serve a purpose of character development for Finn.
Yeah. And, I can accept that, it did change his character. You could have done the same thing in a better way. We could have achieved the same result in a way better way. I hated the dialogue. I hate that Rose, after freeing some horses, goes, "All right, guys, it was worth it." Like, are you kidding me? You just killed the entire Resistance.
Rose was cringy. Yeah.
That was horrible. I hated, again, what they did to Finn. Like, he could have sacrificed himself, and that would have been a beautiful moment for that character. And then whatever the crap happened with Rose to save, I hate it all. I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like the writing. It got really weird. Like, the Holdo maneuver was beautiful. It was striking, but that doesn't fit in the Star Wars universe. Like, otherwise people would have been doing that for,
Why would they have been doing that?
Yeah.
It's a last minute resort and a colossal waste of resources. Why would anybody have done that before?
You just blew up the Juggernaut or whatever it's called with one person. You could have unmanned that.
No, but with a Radis. And the Resistance, if you understand the desperate cause of the Resistance, they don't just have capital ships laying around. Like, the last thing that they want to do is just dispose of a capital ship.
Right, but if you exclude the Resistance, like, why didn't the Rebellion do that? Or, why didn't other people do that?
Because they had a literal other way to do it, and it worked.
But
why
you
would the
blew
rebellion
up,
have used a ship as a missile when they
because
actually
it
had
blew up an
plans
entire
to?
fleet. It blew up the
They were able
juggernaut.
to
the
blow up
whole
the Death
thing.
Star without wasting a capital ship. Why would you willingly waste a capital ship when you have another plan that you execute and it actually works?
I would have taken blowing up, flying through the Death Star rather than trying to shoot 2 proton missiles
Also,
into that small little
the ship
hole.
that Haldo blew up was significantly smaller than a freaking Death Star. How do you know that would have even worked?
But even excluding the Death Star, like they blew up the Juggernaut thing or whatever it's called, Dreadnought, whatever it is, and like 7 other like Executrix styled, Death Destroyers. Like for one capital ship to blow up an entire Dreadnought and like 8 other capital ships, that's totally worth it. Just unman it, just an unmanned capital ship, send it through.
So you think it's rational to just create capital ships as weapons instead of just creating weapons as weapons?
Yeah, how did that pan out? Those fights weren't great. Everybody died anyways. Like, now you get one capital ship, unman it, blow up an entire
it's an
fleet.
insanely irrational use of resources to have an entire capital ship whose sole purpose is to weaponize the ship itself. It makes no sense.
I mean, you blew up.
It was clearly a desperate times call for desperate measures situation.
Steve Cubs is right. Why waste a capital ship when you can sacrifice hundreds of lives? Like, I'm just saying, it was weird. Like, changes warfare, even if it's not like a capital ship.
The idea is not to sacrifice lives. Like, take the Death Star is the perfect example. If you need to take out a target, you're gonna find a way to do that without blowing up a capital ship and losing lots of lives. Obviously, there's always going to be risk of life, whether you're using a capital ship as a torpedo or not. But 2 times, the rebels were able to figure out how to blow up a Death Star without using a capital ship as a weapon. So why would you use it as a weapon when you obviously have other means?
Dude, the chance of success was minimal. Like, they got lucky,
Wow.
Anyways, the point being,
I'll fight this tooth and nail.
I know. TLJ, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the writing, directing. I didn't really like anything of it. The plot was weird. It's a really slow space race. So,
right. Let's get to the next 3. Let's get to the next 3.
After that, I'll give you ROS. I agree. Rise of Skywalker. I think it did a better job of trying to sort of clean up the trilogy, but it was still a really weird movie.
It cleaned up nothing.
It was just again, you felt the contention between directors, and I didn't like it. It was okay. Like, I enjoyed watching it. Again, striking moments and beautiful moments, and so on and so forth. I fundamentally hate that Palpatine was brought back. That is
and I don't mind Palpatine being back personally. I just mind how they brought him back, because they didn't if they were sowing seeds of Palpatine coming back throughout the whole trilogy, sure, that would have made sense.
Sure.
But it just felt to me like they're like, oh, what do we do? Okay, Palpatine. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. There's throw in Palpatine. Yeah, it's a cop out. It was a cop out. So yeah, similar to like season 8 of Game of Thrones. If they got to the same conclusion in a better way, I might have been okay with it. Same thing here. If Palpatine's coming back, like, you had to do it better than that.
Horses on
There's
spaceships.
no way.
That's not
horses on
TLJ. That's
spaceship.
Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, point received. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker, and then I'll agree on 7. All things considered, Phantom Menace, of course, Maul versus Obi-Wan almost single-handedly elevates the entire movie to a better place. Like, that's how good that scene is. But that also speaks of how bad the rest of the movie is. It's just rough. Like, I do like the pod racing. I was cool with all that. I enjoyed it as a kid. The more you watch it and the more you kind of see some of the writing and directing and whatnot in it, the more I kind of got to be like, yeah, this is these are some rough lines. So then I'd put Phantom Menace there.
Phantom Menace is what rank for you?
7.
Okay, so you had Last Jedi 9, Rise of Skywalker 8, and Phantom Menace 7.
Phantom Menace 7.
Okay, we are pretty similar. Okay, I'm gonna do my 6 through 4. 6 is episode 7 for me. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. That's pretty much all I'll say about that. 5 for me is episode 6, and then 4 is episode 3. Now, I really like episode 6, but I think some people may take issue with me ranking episode 3 above episode 6. But for me, episode 3's plot points and what happens and the way that Order 66 is executed, the sheer emotion in that episode makes it easy for me to forgive the amount of cringy dialogue in that episode more than the other episodes in the prequels. I think episode 3 is a masterpiece.
Okay. So wait, where did you put episode 3?
It's ranked fourth.
4. Okay.
So 4 is Revenge of the Sith, 5 is Return of the Jedi, and 6 is Force Awakens for me.
Interesting. Return of the Jedi. Didn't expect that one down there. Return of the Jedi, pretty badass. All right, I'm gonna go.
Now let me be clear. My ranking of my 5 through number 1, it's like they're all basically number 1.
I think we can all kind of agree that, like, I definitely hate.
Actually, they're all basically number 2. To me, the number 1 movie is a standout, and I don't think it's really close. But anyway, go on.
Okay. Okay, I will agree. For me, 6 is The Force Awakens. Same thing. I enjoyed it. It was a nice, stroll down the nostalgia lane. Lacked a little bit of some originality, in my personal opinion, but all things considered, I was okay with it. It's been a while since the film came out, and they reintroduced Star Wars, and it was okay. But kind of where it went, maybe dislike it a little bit more. But it was an okay film, just not great. After that, number 5, I'm going to put episode 2, The Clone Wars. Again,
to me, I think that's way too high. Please enlighten me.
Again, there's a little bit of the personal bias going in. I respect
this. I respect this.
I will. It's just where I'm at. I know there is rough stuff going on in that movie. There absolutely is, but it gave me the beautiful moment of seeing a wave of Jedi and lightsabers up in the air running at enemies and fighting people, and then you got all the clones and there's just explosions going on everywhere and stuff's blowing up in the dust clouds, and then you got all the lasers going through the dust. I thought was super cool.
It is visually an incredible accomplishment for when it came out too.
Really, it truly was.
Yeah.
So dialogue's rough. Definitely could have left some of that stuff out for sure. I hate sand, and you're just like, okay.
Pretty much all of the Anakin Padme love scenes are just like, and I don't mind the love scene, man, but
yeah, not like this. It's uncomfortable.
Not like this, George.
This is uncomfortable. So for me, it's still, I know a lot of stuff happened. Django's in there. I freaking love Django. I thought that was one of the coolest things in the world because I love Boba. So then to go from like Boba to Django, I was like, oh, cool. And then anyways, there's enough cool stuff in that it elevates the movie for me. So I'm going to put, the Clone Wars there, which again, for me personally, I know it stands very high in my personal heart, but again, being kind of objective, I'll put it there. And then and then for 4, I would actually go with Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
For Return of the Jedi. Beautiful movie. I like how they wrapped it up. I know some people are kind of controversial with some of that stuff, and I know that some people don't like the Ewoks. It wasn't my favorite thing. I will admit that as well. I feel like the Stormtroopers should have done a little bit of a better job against the Ewoks, but I can look past it. The film was still very well made, and just like we're talking about,
the Stormtroopers were unmodded, and the Ewoks had full 6-dot mods, Relic 9.
Yes, Omicron, Zetas, the whole work. Yeah. So yeah, I'm more on the line of, it was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. There was beautiful moments, especially those moments with Luke and Vader, and just so it was still an absolutely incredible film. But I would probably put it as 4.
Love it. All right, we're gonna do my top 3 and then your top 3. Number 3 for me overall is The Last Jedi. Don't at me. Get over it. I know a lot of you disagree, but look, I flat loved that movie. I loved it. Even though there's problems with it, I thought it was fantastic. I loved the different take on the Jedi. I loved the nuance in it, I think, is a big reason I loved that. I was really happy to see in Star Wars canon the discussion on the Jedi being imperfect and problematic and potentially even causing a lot of harm in the Star Wars universe. I think that kind of nuance and gray area in Star Wars is really satisfying for me to see. I know a lot of people hated Luke's character. I was really happy that we got a Luke that was traumatized and that still had a journey to carry out. I think given what Luke went for, I thought it made sense that he responded the way he did. I really liked the dyad and the Force dynamic between Rey and Kylo. I thought that was new and interesting. And I really, really liked how blindsided I was by Snoke being destroyed being killed, the moment that I assumed, wow, Kylo's turned to the dark side or to the light side, and then realizing, no, he did this for selfish means. He's killing his master. That to me was the most dark side moment possible for a dark side Force user to kill their master. That is about as Star Wars as it gets to me. And so I was really excited about all those things, and we don't need to debate it much longer because
we already did.
We've already debated it, but that's why I like it. I respect that you guys don't like it. I really don't judge you if you don't. It's just my opinion, and I know that it makes people. I know it makes your bum hurt really bad sometimes. Everyone out there on the internet, may I suggest some butthurt cream? Just rub it on there, apply twice a day, and you'll get over it. Rank 2 for me is A New Hope. Started it all. It has to be up there. It is one of the greatest cinematic accomplishments of the last century. What it meant for not just Star Wars fans, but film in general can't be understated. Yeah. And then to me, the clear standout by far is Empire Strikes Back. It's the best Star Wars movie. I don't think it's close.
All right. I will. We are close. There's just a couple of changes. Obviously, TLJ is trash and way at the bottom for me. I'm gonna. This one is so tough. And again, we kind of said it, but like truly for me, it's like TLJ sucks, and then like almost everything else is like tied for first. Like really close. And a lot of arguments could be made, but I'm gonna say 3 is A New Hope.
Okay.
And that is just barely. If we're talking numerically here, we're talking like a 10 out of 10 versus like a 9.9 versus like a 9.8. Like they're all right there. New Hope, beautiful. Started the whole thing. You have no idea what's going on, what universe you're about to be introduced to. It changed cinematic history. It is so well made. It sets up this really cool, you have this blend of almost kind of like magic and this knights in shining armor mixed in with this almost like future sort of like dystopia sort of thing, apocalypse almost thing going on. There's so much going on, and it was made beautiful, and you got the underdog trying to take down the empire, humble beginnings. It's just,
if you ever want, by the way, to really appreciate episode 4, may I suggest a podcast called The Soundtrack Show. It has it's with the guy, I'm forgetting the guy's name now, but he's a sound designer at ILM who breaks down movie score soundtracks, and he does all of the Star Wars movies. And his I think it's a 3-part episode on A New Hope, if I remember. No, I think it was 1 episode on New Hope, 1 on Empire, 1 on Return of the Jedi. But he goes through all of the history of the film too, not just from a music perspective, but just the history, and it is really, really fascinating. And the music was a major player in what made A New Hope successful. So check that out, Soundtrack Show.
Yeah, music was beautiful. The people literally get the tattoos of Luke's little humble house and the 2 sons, that binary sunset. It's beautiful. So an argument can be made for that one being in first as well. And I know this is where it gets like a little contentious and where it's really hard to pick. But I'd have to do 2 as Empire Strikes Back and then 1 Revenge of the Sith. It's really, really, I could be convinced to put Empire Strikes Back first. I really could. That's how close it is. That's how close it is for me. And again, the only, God, I can't understate enough how much I love the Clone Wars and how much I love the clones. And so as far as episodes go, I said that, as Ahsoka and Rex, that is one of my most touchy moments in Star Wars history. Right. As far as episodes go, to see Order 66, to see everything get built up and to be so close. It was there. There's peace and there's, it pulled such an emotional moment for me to see Anakin just go, nope, nope, I'm taking it down. And it just broke my heart. And it's really hard to, I cried. It's so hard to say how much that one hit me, because again, every time I watch it, I just say, please don't do it. And if a movie can make me feel that way, I have to give it props. I love Empire Strikes Back. Fantastically made. Beautiful. I love all the different locations. I love the fights. I love the wars. The AT-ATs coming down and fighting in the snow. And then Luke. And just the whole thing is so beautiful also. But I got that little bit more of an emotional pull when, it echoes in my ears. But God, when Anakin and Luke, or Anakin and Obi-Wan fight, and you see, I feel like the very human side of Obi-Wan, not a Jedi. Yeah. Just saying,
I agree. Yeah.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you. That wasn't Obi-Wan the Jedi. That wasn't a Jedi Master talking to his Padawan. That was a true, like, a brother or a friend talking to someone that they genuinely loved.
And talk about Ewan McGregor acting his freaking ass off.
Oh my God.
In that movie.
He put his heart and soul into that. And so it's just, when something pulls that much of an emotional draw from me, I have to rank that up, because a lot of films don't do that for me. Yeah. A lot of times I can just watch it and enjoy it and appreciate it. But that one, God, I was just sitting there just crying. Absolutely crying. So I have to put that at the top of the list because of how much emotions that pulled out of me. So
true story. I'm 99% sure that I lost a girlfriend in high school because of Order 66. You ready for this? So I went to see episode 3 with a bunch of friends in high school, and I went with this girl that I just started dating. And we were watching the movie, holding hands, which when I was what, 16 at the time, 15, 16, somewhere around there. It's a big deal, holding hands with a girl in a movie theater. Whew. And Order 66 happened, and I just start crying. Like, I'm feeling it. Yeah. She turns over and looks at me and gives me this face like, are you crying? Like, you're crying in a Star Wars movie? And she just, like, did not get it. Anyway, she dumped me, like, a week later. I'm not convinced that it wasn't because of how weird she thought it was that I would cry in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Oh, God. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And that's if I remember right, that's one of the longest quote unquote sword fights in like film history. Yeah. Between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
It's a long one.
It's so emotional. So that's why I have to give it the very, very, very slight edge.
So there's our rankings, guys, and we're going to have to cut the show a little bit short. I got to go here pretty soon, but we got to do your spicy take.
I'll do my spicy take, and we'll just move on.
Do your Wheel of Death. And then I'll get out of here. So here we go. Spin, spin, spin. Which one? Okay, you got the pink one.
I got the pink one. All right. I can't see. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay.
Chat sees it.
Let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. And I was debating between two spicy takes today. And I decided on the one that I want to give because you gave yours, and they're kind of similar. So I think it'll be interesting, especially after the ranking that I just gave. It's a Star Wars spicy take,
I hope, right?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. Yes, you'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and pour this bad boy on. That's quite a lot.
You opened that a lot faster than I did. Show us how much you got. Gritten's good at unpeeling things. Ooh, yeah, that's a good amount.
That's a good chunk there. All right.
Get a good bite. Get a good bite.
All of that.
Here we go. All right, hit us with your take.
Did I get a high number? Oh, weird.
You got number 7.
Interesting. It doesn't taste good. I don't like this.
I had 7 the first time, and it was not easy. 7 had a bite.
It has a bite, but it also tastes horrible. I So this is why it's kind of a spicy take, but also, and it's related to Star Wars, but also kind of not. As much as I hate TLJ, I do think Rian Johnson is a good director.
Okay.
I watched his
Knives Out.
I watched Knives Out. It was so well made. It was really good, and you can see how that kind of gets into TLJ.
Yeah.
And you kind of see it, and you can kind of see what he was going for. I don't think he knows Star Wars very well, and so it came across as kind of
wrong,
either a different movie or not a Star Wars movie or something. But I think he's a good director, and he's just not ready for Star Wars. It wasn't good for Star Wars, but I think he's a fine director.
I would contend
that's kind of my spicy take, because I know
Rian
a lot of
Johnson
people
does know Star Wars really well, but he wasn't good at catering to the whole fandom. I'll give him that, because clearly, even though I loved TLJ, clearly his movie did not appeal to the fandom at large, and that is a problem.
Yeah. So I don't think I think it.
But I don't think it's because he doesn't know Star Wars. I just think he didn't have a good pulse on the fandom.
Maybe that's a better way to put it. He didn't have a good grasp of the fandom, and yeah. So and the reason I consider that a spicy take is I know a lot of people who say TLJ was awful and Rian Johnson ruined it all, and Rian Johnson's this terrible director, and he's not. He's made good stuff. He's made good films. He's made good things, and I can distinguish between, maybe a poor project, in my personal opinion, and a good director who unfortunately didn't nail it on that one, but he's done okay stuff. He's done good stuff, so I think it's okay. But
Ryan wanted to piss fans off. I don't think he necessarily wanted to create controversy, although he has said before, not about Star Wars. Some people pulled this quote out of context and thought he was saying it about Star Wars, but he has said before that he likes the idea of making a movie that half of people that watch it like and half people don't. So that it's a discussion piece, and he did pull that off with The Last Jedi, that's for sure.
Dang, you got the easy one. This is bullcrap.
I had the easiest one yet.
Yeah, you keep getting the easy ones. You got 7, I got 10?
Yeah.
Although you got 11, and then I had 8. But
yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna make it? You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm good. It's gonna calm down in a second. I normally have water or something, and now I don't. So. Just dealing with it.
All right, we're gonna let Grit and suffer. We got to get out of here. I've got to get on the road up to my other job. But guys, I want to thank you for joining us for episode 3 of the Spice Run. I hope you guys have a wonderful Star Wars day. May the 4th be with all of you. Grit, any final words you want to leave with everyone?
I just echo it, you guys. May the 4th be with you. I hope today's conversation we got in some feels today. Yes. We got in some feels today, and I think that's appropriate for May the 4th. And so I hope you guys understand with anything, if we're frustrated about this or that, and there's individual, I don't like TLJ specifically, I still love Star Wars. I'm still happy that I had a Star Wars movie to talk about. I'm happy that I had a Star Wars film, even if I kind of disliked it. It's still a Star Wars film. I love talking about Star Wars. It's made a huge impact on my life, and I hope it does for you guys as well, because it's awesome.
Why are you
it's
crying
beautiful.
about
It's
this?
fun. Because it's just the hot sauce. So yeah, that's all I got. May the 4th be with you. I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
There we go. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
TLJ sucks.